Hello everybody. Today we're going to discuss some topics about urban green environment of City of Amsterdam and the Urban Green Handbook that they recently created. It's been created by the engineering department of the municipality of Amsterdam. Herman Best, he is an urban tree advisor and worked closely with creating this Urban Green Handbook. Hi Herman.
Hi, hello.
Hi, thanks for accepting our invitation and for this talk. I prepared some questions, of course. What are the main goals of Amsterdam for the green environment?
Yes, we have a policy which is called the Green Policy Vision, the Green Vision, till 2050. And it's called a green, livable city for human and animal. And one specific thing about trees in that perspective is that we want to have healthy street and park trees. So we plant trees who will grow big and can grow old with big canopies, because green is important for the social well-being, recreation, the climate adaptation, and also the health for people, and at last the biodiversity. So that's the main goal, the main vision in Amsterdam. And a second one is that we want to get rid of the car in the city. Mm-hmm. We are designing the city with a focus on the bicycle and the pedestrian. So that's it has a big impact in our policy. Yeah, we also want to contribute to the ecosystem services in the city, to fight heat stress, and also to adapt to the heavy rains we have once in a while.
Yeah. Yep. You said something about animals because, okay, of course, ecosystem service system, but there are also a lot of animals in the city of Amsterdam.
Yes, we have. It's funny.
Foxes and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Even a dolphin in the waters near the central station, once years ago. We have a lot of species in the city. It's almost weird to experience. We have more species in the city than out of the city. And yeah, you also see a little change in the species also. That species who love to have a warm environment also grow faster and multiply in the city. Yeah.
Could you please tell us briefly what is the Green Puccini, because you call the Urban Green Handbook Green Puccini?
Yeah. Well, the Puccini method is maybe a weird term. It's good to explain the term, I think, at first. The explanation of the term Puccini method is that during an expert meeting years ago, they were having little bonbons, little chocolates, who were made from a chocolate shop in Amsterdam, the Puccini. And jokingly, they noted that these chocolates were symbolizing good quality, like passion, craftsmanship, and good ingredients. That's about high-end quality. And because of that comparison, the project decided to call it the Puccini method. That's why they choose the name. Maybe it's good to also to explain that the Puccini method stands for good quality physical design of the public space in Amsterdam for all streets and squares and parks. A good quality physical design is user-friendly, safe, manageable, sustainable, affordable, and beautiful. And all those aspects come back in the Puccini method. That's maybe good to explain. And also that it's based on 5 beliefs. I have it in front of me to say it right. It's the first one is the user benefits from simplicity, and the design is obvious, it's self-evidence. The second one is what I've already explained, the craftsmanship at every scale level. Well, it's all about the right knowledge put into the right details and the use of materials, and that you want to see that back in the plan, in the design making. And at the end, it's all about maintenance also, of course, of what you make in the public space. So from back to front and from front to back, it must be good. And the third one is the durability, which means that materials we are using, they last long, and also we want to those materials that we can reuse or recycle. And durability is also about climate proof, and especially in Amsterdam about rain proof. And the fourth one is the best practices and innovation. Amsterdam is a city who has well, a few hundreds of years of experience in trees, and planting them along the canals in a swampy underground surface. So that's well, that's about the best practices. And the fifth and last one is about the collaboration from the designer to the engineer, the tree specialist, the ecologist, the asset managers, of course, also at the end. Well, we are doing it, of course, for the civilian of Amsterdam, the user of the public space.
Why did the municipality of Amsterdam create their own handbook?
Yeah. Well, I think we wanted to try to standardize growing site principles, for example, for trees or other things. I mostly worked on the trees from the handbook, and we also recognized that the complexity of the city is growing. And another thing is that we have a lot of products and different kinds of things happening in the city, different kinds of materials, and we wanted to standardize it more. So we get rid of the immense amount of different kinds of materials, products from companies or engineering companies, and focus on what we really need and what we really want to have. So that's I think the reason we made
creating a more simple system that gives you a more quality based end result.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And of course it gives a lot of clarity to the contractors as well, to everybody involved in the urban green environment.
Exactly. Yeah, it gives clarity also in our own organization, in our own departments. For example, I have like 16,000 colleagues in Amsterdam, and about 1,000 is our own engineering company, and we have like 100 public space designers. So we have to keep focusing on what we want and what we need and how we make it. So and Amsterdam is also very good at making streets. All years back, way back. That's one thing we want to standardize, but also make clear for everybody how we are doing it in Amsterdam. So so we do it with the same view and the same approach.
Yeah, not every urban green developer is a green specialist.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So you help each other out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of projects during a year, like 1,500 or something. So we have to have a good basis to work from. Excuse me.
More standardized base. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How is the Groene Puccini handbook different from other handbooks that already are existing?
Yes, we made it Amsterdam specific, or specific for Amsterdam. For example, we have a very high groundwater table, of course, in Amsterdam. That's the reason. We also made it integral, the whole handbook. Puccini. So it's not only for trees what my profession is, but also for the grass, the shrubs, the parks,
perennials, everything.
Perennials, yeah, exactly, yeah. And sometimes the design of the public space is very specific, of course, of Amsterdam. And we are not talking about the green handbook, but we also have a red handbook for the pavements and stuff like that. And if you are looking at the handbook red, it's funny to see that they also designed it on a very low, very detailed level about how
low detailed.
Yeah, low detailed level, exactly. For example, they also drawn how to cut the stones in a corner or in a bend of the pavement. And so that's very specific. And for the handbook green, we also try to be very specific. Well, another example is, of course, the substrates. We also made it very specific. And that helps. That helps, and that's very helpful in projects and contracts, and in the collaboration with other parties. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I also wanted to discuss, because of course we collaborated with the sub-technical part of the substrates. We gave you some input, and now it's policy. How does it affect your immortality?
Yes, well, I don't think so. We work with a lot of experts, tree specialists in our policy making. For example, the handbook green, and we always double check or have this contra expertise or expert judgment, so to say, on those subjects.
You didn't believe my blue eyes.
No, exactly. No, we always do the expert judgment or the check of the requirements, or in your work for the substrates, and we want to make it also uniform. The requirements we write down for the substrates, so we can use it in every project or in the whole Amsterdam situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
How does the urban green, so the green itself, benefit from this handbook? Is it now better? Is the urban green are being better developed or better maintained now because of the handbook?
Yeah, I think we make more high quality green with better systems, or for example, great structures for tree soil growing sites, for example. So that's one big challenge for us, one big assignment also, to let the trees grow fast and let grow old and big. And that's of course also to do with for the heat stress and the whole climate
pollution as well. Big trees are cleaning more dirty air than small trees.
Yeah, exactly. That's all about canopy, of course.
Yeah.
And the volume of the canopies. And that's, I think we achieved it with this handbook, to make that more uniform and that it will go well or good in every project. And then you also have a good discussion in the project from start, that everybody knows how to make a good plan, a good design.
It's long-term policy.
Yeah, exactly. It's also durable, of course. Yeah.
What part of the handbook are you most proud of?
That's the growing sites principles in the Handbook Puccini, Handbook Green. We have made 10 of those principles on every principle on one piece of paper, and we wrote down every detail about, for example, a tree in a growing site, like a boom bunker, a tree bunker. Or the trees in the pavement.
Or tree sand or sand constructions. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and for example, trees in the pavement, in the tree soil.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important because of the high groundwater table. We made it very specific. How do you build up your growing site? So there is no discussion anymore in the city, hopefully, that how you have to make it, how you must make.
I understand.
So the trees will grow fast and good, healthy.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's only 10 things on one piece of paper that makes you create a better growing place above and underneath the ground for a tree.
Yeah, that's about the new trees. Another thing we put a lot of effort in was the preservation of the old trees of the city of Amsterdam. We use a guideline, the tree effect analysis. Yeah. It's also good to emphasize that. That's very important in our city because the starting point of a project is that we want to keep the tree, the healthy tree. So that's also a thing we wrote down in the Handbook Puccini, Handbook Green. How does that work in the whole collaboration, the whole process, and the technical, the technical challenge? Yeah, requirements. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's also one thing I'm proud of, I must say. Yeah, and not only by myself, but of course with my other colleagues. It's a real,
multidisciplinary achievement.
Yeah, it's a multidisciplinary achievement. Yeah, team achievement.
Is it? Yeah, it's a team. Yeah. Is it available for other interested municipalities? Because I can imagine that they are maybe interested in using parts of the handbook.
Yes, for sure. We have it on our website also. So if you go to www.amsterdam.nl/Puccini, you find it all in Dutch.
I will make sure there is a link here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can download it, of course, and then you can scroll and open the handbook green. Yeah.
Is it also usable for other municipalities? Because you have a high groundwater table, you have peat, you have sand, and a lot of other municipalities don't have those kind of soils. Is it still usable for them?
Well, that's a good question. I think you have to realize that in Amsterdam, we make every growing site almost new in the new neighborhoods, for example. And that's that's one thing to keep in mind. So
it's been built from ground up.
Yeah, exactly. We make new land where water is now. So that's different, I think, than other cities. But you also have to check the soil, of course, the soil, how it looks like now in your own city. Climate, I think, is also different. We have appendix, attachment with also a long list with 3 species.
I saw.
Yeah, and we also
strong species that are climate adaptive as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Also with a focus on the ecosystem services. Yeah. So I think you can use it. You can use a lot, of course, from the handbook green, but there's also things you have to make specific for your own city. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Herman, for this talk. It was very clear for me, and it's thank you for all the information.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. Yeah.